Hi, everybody. Joe Cioffi here. Weather in 5 days and 5 minutes. Brought to you by Omni True Value Hardware at 1226 North Wellwood Avenue in West Babylon, New York. Whether you're a professional landscaper or maybe a do-it-yourselfer, get your truck over to Omni and get all the mulch, topsoil you need. 631-756-1125 for the best prices in town. OmniTrueValue.com is the website. Tempest by Weatherflow. Think about this as a Father's Day gift. Or a Mother's Day gift. Well, no, we already had Mother's Day. Get the revolutionary Tempest weather system, and you'll join the fastest growing weather observing network on the planet. They also have all sorts of other weather electronics and weather fashion. If you decide to purchase something, use the referral code on the descriptor to this video and the coupon code Joe and Joe Weather Show. You get 10% off. Another smoky, sunny day in the Northeast and in the northern mid-Atlantic states, as the satellite loop clearly shows. We've got a few high clouds that are streaming along, but you can also see the milky white, and that is the smoke from the Alberta wildfires. In fact, that covers much of the Great Lakes, the northern Ohio Valley, and back up into the northern plains. That's what that milky white that you see is. The brighter white cloud, brighter white, those are the higher cloud tops, and you see a concentration of them over the Gulf states and off the southeast coast, also back into the western plains. But it's sunshine from Maine down into North Carolina, even South Carolina today. And as far as the radar is concerned, the only activity that we have in the east is in the southeast. Over Georgia, we've got some scattered areas of rain, also off the South Carolina coast. Some heavier showers and downpours back into Alabama along I-20 between Atlanta and Birmingham. A little bit of activity down in Florida. And we've got just some light activity going on at the moment in the west. The Storm Prediction Center for today has a marginal risk in Florida to the Panhandle, from down the coast through the Panhandle, a slight risk in West Texas, and that comes with a 2% tornado risk. For tomorrow, we're seeing a marginal risk from West Texas northwestward into Colorado, a general thunderstorm risk in the interior Northeast from Maine down into Pennsylvania. And then as we move on to Thursday, we're seeing marginal risk again in the western plains, but not much of anything at all going on in the eastern half of the United States. And as far as rainfall is concerned, WPC, I've been paying close attention to this because of what's going on in the southeast for late week and the weekend to try to see what their thinking is with regards to that rain creeping up the east coast. And you'll notice that from southeastern New England back to about New York City, no precip is being predicted in the next 7 days. And then you get into the lighter green, and that's only a few hundredths. The darkest green is a quarter of an inch, and that touches southern New Jersey down to the Delmarva Peninsula. And then you get to the half, three-quarters of an inch from Virginia to North Carolina, and also some heavier rains down in Florida, southern and western plains, and on up into the northern Rockies, three-quarters of an inch to some places an inch and a half plus. So the new run of the GFS is still along the lines of what my mindset here is for the Memorial Day holiday weekend. I'm still guardedly optimistic. We're fine for the rest of the day. The wind is coming in off the ocean. That's holding temperatures down a bit, upper 60s to low 70s for the most part. Now, tomorrow, we've got a cold front. You see it there in the St. Lawrence Valley back to the Great Lakes. That'll sweep in maybe a few late day showers, possibly even a rumble or two of thunder. But I think the biggest threat will probably be more in New England than anywhere else. That is a strong high that you see over Lake Superior coming down for this time of year. That is a fairly decent shot of cool air. Meanwhile, you've got rain in Florida tomorrow again with some heavy thunderstorms, and also back up into the western plains. And then Thursday, that big high settles in. We'll have a northeast wind. More importantly, I think we're going to have more of a northerly flow in the upper atmosphere. That will at least get rid of some of the smoke. So we've got a nice day Thursday, upper 60s coast, low 70s inland. Same for Friday as the high still holds on over Michigan. You start to see low pressure developing off the Florida coast and just sort of spinning there during the day Friday before it takes aim for the South Carolina coast. Friday night into Saturday morning. You see it there sitting just offshore, kind of a tight little low there. Wonder whether something might come out of that might be slightly tropical. We'll have to see what the Hurricane Center is going to be talking about this in the coming days. But for the Northeast and Northern Mid-Atlantic states for Saturday, I think we're fine. That looks like a fairly solid, decent day. The only issue may be some high clouds coming up from that system that's down in South Carolina, and that should be about it. And I'm going to stay optimistic for Sunday now, too. Rain is this system moves inland and it can't lift up northward because of that strong high to the north. So as long as it holds, we may have a decent day on Sunday. It tries to move some rain northward into Virginia, but then it just sort of dries up. And then another low forms offshore Sunday night into Monday off North Carolina. But again, the high now to the northeast for Monday Memorial Day is sitting up in New Brunswick. That may allow more clouds to come up, but it still looks like it keeps much of the rain away. So fingers crossed that it works out that way. It's not going to be a gorgeous weekend of blue sky and sunshine for 3 days. There will be some cloud issues from time to time, but I'm sort of leaning against the idea that we're going to see much in the way of rainfall. So you'll be able to do stuff outdoors. That I don't think should be a problem. Keep our fingers crossed that this goes on. I think if the models are still in this mode tomorrow, we could start to feel really good about having a decent Memorial Day holiday weekend. And we'll talk about that more tonight on the Joe and Joe Weather Show. That's at 7:35 p.m. Eastern Time. We hope to see you then.